Be upon you, grade 7 students. Today we will start with chapter 3, Respiration of Living Things, worksheet 15, Organization of the Respiratory System in a Human. At the end of this video, you will be able to identify the different parts of the human respiratory system and trace the path of inspired air. Prepare your science worksheet, your copybook, and a pencil. We will start our lesson with this simple experiment. Consider two mice. One is placed under a well-isolated glass bell, and the second one is kept free. Predict what will be the obtained results after a few hours. After a few hours, we noticed that the one under the isolated glass bell died, while the other one stays alive. Guess what we will learn about in this lesson? We will learn about respiration. Yes, respiration and living things. So what can we conclude concerning its importance? We said that respiration is important. That's right. Without respiration, we will die. This is why respiration is considered as a vital function. It is a necessary process to keep all organisms alive. As an example of respiration in living thing is respiration in a human. So what are the organs of the respiratory system in a human? Let's watch this video to identify the different parts or organs that form the human respiratory system.
Air first enters the body through the mouth or nose and quickly moves to the pharynx or throat. From there, the air passes through the larynx or voice box and enters the trachea. The trachea is a strong tube that contains rings of cartilage that prevent it from collapsing. Within the lungs, the trachea branches into a left and right bronchus, which further divide into smaller and smaller branches called bronchioles. The smallest bronchioles end in tiny air sacs called alveoli, which inflate during inhalation and deflate during exhalation.
Now it's time to pause the video to check your answers. What about this muscle, which is located below the lungs? This muscle separates the rib cage from the abdomen, and it has an important role in respiration. This muscle is called the diaphragm. So, refer to this figure to answer number 2 in your worksheet. After we were introduced to the parts or the organs of the respiratory system in a human, here we are going to learn how to trace the path of inspired air. Path means the direction of inspired air. That means the inhaled air or the air that enters our body. The air enters our body through the nose, then to the nasal cavity. After that, it reaches the pharynx. Then it passes through the larynx. From the larynx to the trachea. From the trachea to the bronchus. From the bronchus to the bronchioles, till it reaches finally the alveoli. So this is how the inspired air or the inhaled air can enter our body through different respiratory organs, starting from the nose till it reaches the alveoli. Now it's time to pause the video in order to answer number 3. Now it's time to check your answer. As a summary, the respiratory organs that form the respiratory system are nose, pharynx, larynx, trachea, lungs, bronchus, bronchioles, alveoli. Also, we talked about the diaphragm, which is a respiratory muscle that is located below the lungs. Don't forget how to trace the path of the inspired air. We said that the inspired air, which is the air that enters our body, starting from the nose to the nasal cavity, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchus, bronchioles, till it reaches the alveoli. Now it's time to test our knowledge by answering this evaluation. Label the parts or the organs of the respiratory system. Then draw arrows on the figure to show the path of the inspired air. As an assignment, trace a labeled schema of a human respiratory system on your biology copybook, and don't forget to memorize numbers 1, 2, and 3. That's all. Hope that you enjoyed listening and watching. Stay safe.